Queen Elizabeth. What a woman. 70 years being a queen. This is, by the way, not the most expensive wristwatch ever. By the way, I'm just saying this. That's coming. That is coming. However, this is a really, really important watch in the history of watchmaking. I need to tell you another story about King Charles II. The French were always bullying King Charles II, right? That the English were not fashionable and shit like that. So King Charles II in 1666, he invented the waistcoat. The waistcoat, yeah, genuinely. The waistcoat became massively popular. Through the years, many British watchmakers tried to improve the pendant watch and make it so thin it would fit in a waistcoat. 1675, the first pocket watch was properly born. The funny bit about these pocket watches, they were absolutely not accurate. They lost hours a day. Until 1754, where Thomas Much invented the lever escapement for watches. This made the pocket watch not only smaller, but also more accurate, like not losing like 4 or 5 hours at a time. From that era where Thomas Much invented the lever escapement to the early 1900s, women had no business, absolute no business wearing watches or pocket watches. They were considered man's accessories. When jewelry became a big thing and women did want to read the time, they started hiding small clocks in pendants or even on jewelry, on bracelets, like what Queen Elizabeth is wearing here. What you see here is historically massivement important. This is the Jaeger LeCoultre, caliber 101, and to date until 2022, this was the smallest mechanical movement ever created. This movement was also the inspiration for the 2 years later introduced Jaeger LeCoultre Reverso. This watch is massively important. The only annoying bit is that Her Majesty lost the watch, but Jaeger LeCoultre replaced that exact watch in 2012. There's your history lesson. Yeah, I've seen the Queen wearing this watch once or twice. This is still not the most expensive wristwatch ever in the world. What you see here is the Patek Philippe Ellipse in solid white gold. This is what I believe reference number 3609, a very rare reference number with Patek Philippe. There's two stories about this watch. This could either be a complete custom watch, which I have my doubts about. This watch could have been specifically made for Queen Elizabeth II. However, about 10 years ago, a similar version of this watch came on auction and it was seen as completely and utterly factory. So I have a few doubts that this watch was actually made for Queen Elizabeth. Either way, if it was made for the Queen or it wasn't, it's just a very, very cool watch for a lady. The Ellipse wasn't really a great success within the Patek Philippe lineup. These watches are considered very rare, but not very sought after.